Dajiahao, my name is Garrick. Welcome back to Taiwan, Laowai. So it is still our 5th day in Taichung City, and we just got off the most ridiculous hike of our lives. We spent like 4 hours traipsing up and down that mountain, getting into some crazy shenanigans. You can go check out those videos later. It would be too much work to summarize them now. They get kind of intense. Point is, that was a very satisfying hike. Now it's time to start thinking about heading home. So our trail has taken us to the west side of the big mountain range in Taichung, so we are pretty darn close to the harbor now. And somehow we're heading right back into foresty mountain area. Great! Don't worry, I'm pretty sure this is gonna bring us back to civilization in short order. Pretty sure. See? Told ya. Easy as that. And my god, what a gorgeous little mural we have for ourselves over here. Let me see if I can capture some of it as I walk along. That's more like it. Gorgeous. Now, if I was smart, I would have walked down this road from the first place and been able to capture that mural as I walked down that way. But after spending 4 hours in the mountains, I'm not exactly in a smart state of mind. Anyways, this place we are in now is Da-Du District. And this is basically the very most southwest corner of Taichung City before it transitions into the next county over. Like, there's a big river not too far south from here, and if we cross that river, we are into, I think, Changhua County. So we are really at the edge of it all at this point. From what I've seen on Google Maps, there isn't too much to do here. There's some restaurants and a couple sightseeing places, but nothing that really piques my interest. My initial plan when I was sort of planning out this trip was that I would go from east to west over the mountain and end up here. Then I'd go back from west to east, still heading a little north, and end up somewhere else. There was just one problem with that idea. It took me 4 hours to do the first part of that! I do not have time, I do not have energy, and I certainly don't have enough battery power to manage another whole leg of this trip back over the mountain, plus whatever district I end up there and what stuff there is to do there. This has been a perfectly jam-packed and fully satisfying hike all on its own. So I think it's time to start thinking about heading home. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start wandering our way down to the nearest train station. We might see a few cool sights along the way. If so, I'll make sure to capture them on the video. Like this, for example. This is a very neat little bridge. Ooh, mama. As a matter of fact, this is the route we want to take, so huzzah. Anyways, at some point, we will end up at the train station, and we will take the train back to my hotel, and we will rest, and we will crash, and we will celebrate a job damn well done. God, still such gorgeous views. Look at that. So, as we flop our way down to the train station, I think it might make sense to talk about my planning for a big, ridiculous expedition like this. Because maybe you want to try something like this and go on a big old mountain hike, but you're a little nervous. So let's quickly go through how I handled it, what things I could have done better, what things I got shockingly right, and generally what to prepare for when you're going on a day like this. First and most importantly, weather. The weather was perfect today. It's been sunny all day, not even a cloud in the sky. You do not want to get stuck on the mountains in the rain, so if there is any significant chance of rain for the day you're planning to go, reschedule. And honestly, even too many clouds on their own might be enough to make you pause for another day, because without the sun, it gets chilly up there in the mountains, which is another thing you're going to want to keep in mind. Variable clothes. Like, I've got on a short shirt right now, but I brought my jacket for the times that it got chilly. That way, no matter the situation, I was ready to face it. Oh, hello, gorgeous view. How's it going? You doing well? I'm doing well. How's it going? We should hang out. Yeah. I don't know why exactly I'm trying to seduce the sunset. You know, who knows, maybe Apollo's into that. Anyway, food and drinks. I got myself 2 big, massive water bottles. Like, look at how gigantic these things are. You do not want to be caught without water on a mountain. This is your lifeblood when you're tired, when you're hot, when you're overexerted. This is what wakes you back up. So do not skimp on water. I know it gets heavy, that's why you bring a backpack like me. You can stick 1 bottle in there, carry 1 around, and drink from it, and it'll get lighter as you slug it down. This is my 2nd bottle here, so you can tell I pretty much picked the perfect amount of liquid to carry with me, and I drink a lot of water on any given day, so if this works for me, it's probably gonna work for you. For food, aside from leftovers, I bought a whole bunch of stuff at the 7-Eleven. There were a couple like pre-made sandwiches, a few bananas, one bag of chips just for variety. Just stuff that will last long on a trip like this and is relatively healthy enough that you can shove it in your face at any point you need to without feeling bad about it. Do not go too salty with your choices, because that will also drain your water faster. You do not want that. That said, I think my smartest choice was taking last night's leftovers as a big ol' lunch right before I went in. If you can eat a big, solid meal right before you start hiking, that energy will sustain you for a good chunk of the way. If you don't have leftovers to bring, you can make like a little packed lunch or something, or maybe find a restaurant nearby if they're open. The trick is stamina management. Manage how tired you are, manage how much energy you have, manage how much energy you put into yourself. Like, I am tired right now. My legs are definitely sore. But because of all those choices I made, because I had enough food to satisfy me and enough water to keep me refreshed, I still feel pretty good about things. You know, I'm ready to flop and relax, but I'm not ready to die. Oh shit, more pretty murals. Look at how pretty they are. So clearly Dadu has a bit of a thing for murals. I've been seeing these things down like a lot of these sloping roads specifically. Like all the streets that slope upwards into the mountains, the walls alongside them tend to have these murals. Might be a deeper reasoning for it, might just be because it looks good, but I like it. It's very pretty. I mean, look at this. We got fields of things growing, we got trees sprouting, we got lakes, we got yada yada yada. Whoever is responsible for these murals, you should feel very proud of the work you've done, because they're beautiful. We've got murals on the sides of this temple. Look at that. It's gorgeous. So you see that river over there just behind the fields and fences over there? That is the river I talked about. That is Taichung County's southern border. You swim your way over that, you're in Changhua. We're so close I could honestly just walk over there and walk back and say, hey, I've been in 2 places. But I am not in the mood for that today, if I'm being honest. Just know that the border is over there, and if you want to pop over and see what it's like on the other side, outside of true city limits, you have that option. Ooh, so this is one of those old-timey train stations, not like the modern ones I'm used to. It's always interesting when a community still has their old train station building. It adds a lot of character, I think. So one last thing before the train comes. One last piece of advice if you're going on a mountain hike. If you realize that the trail you're on is actually pretty dangerous, that you could hurt yourself if you kept walking it, you are allowed to turn back and choose a different path. I promise you, nobody will judge you for it, okay? And with that said, there's nothing left to do but hop on board and head back to the hotel.
1 hour later.
Alright, it is evening, and for once I've gotten out before midnight. That makes for a nice change. So we're heading down to the Zhongxiao night market to get ourselves some dinner. It's like directly south of the main Taichung train station. I promised y'all I'd keep some night markets on the agenda, and I am keeping that promise. Once again, I cannot stress how weird it feels being still this active after that day I just had. I was on my feet for 4 hours, scaling mountains, doing ridiculous feats of strength and dexterity. By all accounts, I should have spent the rest of this evening absolutely flopped out of my mind in bed. And yet, this is probably the most rested I've been out of any evening since I've come here. Like, man, are there any museums open at this hour? I could totally go for one of those. Alas, we'll have to settle for a night market, which I'm sure is also gonna be great. It is infuriating to me that I only have 2 more days in Taichung. Obviously, there's wanting to get to absolutely everything on my agenda, which does not look like it's going to happen, sadly. But also just, I want to spend time here. Spending time here makes me feel good. I'm not gonna lie, the past month and change heading into the new Chinese New Year has been a little rough for me. My energy has been shot, mental faculties haven't fully been in control of. Haven't really shown any of that stuff on video because, you know, that's personal, but I've been at low ebb for a bit, and being in this city, doing all this stuff, It makes me feel like I'm coming back to life a little bit. So clearly, if I'm ever in a down mood again, I need to plan a weekend or something back down to Taichung. And hopefully I will feel refreshed by the end of it. But we can work all that nonsense out another time. For now, night market awaits. Whoosh! Pro tip, if you're at the night market on a cold night, find a dumpling stand, sit right at the counter, and the steam tables will be blowing steam into your face the whole time. It's great. I'm gonna be honest, those were some of the best pan-fried dumplings I've had in Taiwan. They were super succulent, the flavor was a lot more complex than I was used to. That was street food with some real soul behind it, I tell you what. Also, it seems like we're already reaching the tail end of the night market over here. It's only been like a block or two, and that's fair. This is probably, more of a local night market that the local residents go to, as opposed to a tourist night market that all the tourists visit. Nothing wrong with that at all. Besides, I'm not too hungry after those delicious dumplings, so we're probably just gonna snag one more thing that looks interesting. Oh, what do you know? I guess I'm in the mood for a baked potato tonight. I know I try to show you the more exotic things whenever we go to the night market, like the stuff you can only find in Taiwan, stuff that's specific to that one night market. But sometimes the heart wants what it wants, and what the heart wants tonight is a big ol' baked potato slathered in cheese whiz and bacon. One thing I like is that they mashed up the potato flesh after it was cooked before they put the toppings in, so it all soaks in much more naturally. Hopefully that means the whole of the potato is filled with gooey, cheesy goodness. Let's find out. Oh yeah, brother. Just putting this down here because look at that freaking cheese pull. My god, I was going for ages. Yeah, that was a very smart move, mashing the potato up inside its own skin. It helps the cheese and bacon get all in those nooks and crannies. If I had to nitpick, the bacon is not as crispy as I want it to be. Taiwan has very different standard practices for pork belly than we do, and I guess I prefer the super crispy American bacon style. Still delicious though. Well worth the 80 NTD I spent on this. Speaking of, that dumpling stand, the dumplings and the tea, that was 65 NTD. So we're at 145 NTD so far for this market trip. The crazy thing is I might actually have room for one more. We'll see. Alright, well, nothing really tickled our fancy, so we're just gonna grab some ice cream from the Family Mart and call it a night. You will be shocked, I'm sure, to hear that I have already polished off the macaroons I got from Pierre Hermé the other night. It's almost like they were all freaking delicious or something. Who would have thought? And that is the end to another incredible day in this incredible city. There's only 2 left to go. I don't want it to end. Tomorrow is going to be a lot more low-key. It's going to be mostly catching up on all the things that we missed because our schedule got sort of wangly-jangly. And then we'll get a little nuts again for our last day here, so hope you look forward to both of those. As for me, I'm gonna head back and get to sleep. Thank you once again for joining me at Taiwan Lawai. I don't know why my voice is doing this, but it's doing it now. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, smash the bell, share with your friends, all that good stuff. I'll shut up. I'm just gonna shut up. And as always, I'll see you next time. 再见. Bye bye.